place. And Jill, you were talking about their cookies earlier.
Oh my gosh, I'm addicted. Speaking of addictions,
well, and as a nutritionist,
to the carrot cake cookies.
Is that what the carrot cake cookies you brought yesterday?
Yeah.
They were so good.
Well, and they all of their stuff. They offer handcrafted, and it's 100% vegan, always non-GMO, ready to go meals to really help lighten your cooking and save you time at the grocery store. And it just, I don't know, I love it. And so visit them at naturesplate.com. You can order ahead of time. I think if you get your order in by Thursday, and then there's 3 different locations you can actually go into and shop. And I think 4 locations you could pick up your meals for the whole week. I know it's made my life a heck of a lot easier because I put, I get Nia's lunches like 3 days out. And so we all have them all stacked up in the refrigerator. It just makes life a lot easier. And of course, our other great sponsors, Paleo Magazine. We already talked about Paleo FX coming up. Paleo Magazine will be there at Paleo FX. And of course, the Wellbeing Journal and the International Society of Sports Nutrition. The Wellbeing Journal is always amazing. What did I do with my copy? Here it is. This is last month, though. Or a couple of months ago. But they always have like incredible content. Check them out at thewellbeingjournal.com. Okay. And they talk about detox too. Both of those publications have had multiple articles about detox because it really is important to keep your body clean.
Again, our body has its own built-in cleaning system.
Well,
everything from autophagy, which we've covered with so many of the amazing authors, that's like cellular detoxification, if you want to call it that, to just the general organ system detoxification. But you're right. You have 2 ways that you can do that. Reducing your exposure. So, again,
from chemicals and things like that, like you were saying on your skin.
Cleaning products. Maybe you stop smoking. You stop vaping. You drink less alcohol. Things where an overabundance can put some strain on your major organs of detox. Now, a lot of people in my camp would say, oh, the organs don't get strained. They're built for stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? They were built to deal with toxins in the environment, but man is getting too darn smart and keeps inventing more and more toxins that the body's never seen before.
More chemicals.
And then couple that on the fact that person now is also taking 3 medications, which change their detoxification enzymes, which we were talking about before we went to break.
Right. And so let's elaborate on that. What were you trying to tell us?
So we have a set of genes called cytochrome genes. They are what control the first phase of liver detoxification. They basically help us take this really toxic, fat-soluble, think of your olive oil, when you put it in water, it doesn't dissolve. It takes that and it's like adding soap to it. So it can dissolve in the water and then your body can sweat it out, pee it out, breathe it out, poop it out, whatever it needs to do.
That's another, I forgot about breathing, deep breathing.
Yeah, so cytochrome enzymes help with that, but they are altered by medications, by chemical exposures, sometimes even by supplementation. And this is we know this happens because a lot of people, if you look on your medication, it says, do not take this with grapefruit juice. Because grapefruit juice changes cytochrome P450 enzyme activity. And so if anybody thinks I was just making that up, you'll go, oh yeah, my doctor says I shouldn't take this with grapefruit juice because it will either make the body run through my medication quicker or keep it around in my system longer.
Wow.
Both of which is potentially bad for a titrated medication schedule. And so our body detoxes 24/7. That's proof that that's happening.
Okay, so if someone says, I want to detox, so there's so many questions like, what are the benefits of detoxing? How often should you detox? Is there anyone who shouldn't detox?
Right. So what are the benefits? The benefits are that you have less inflammation, that your body's natural inborn systems run a little smoother. And because of that, you have a longer potentially lifespan. Your longevity is better, your cellular age is better, your joints feel better, your skin looks better, your gut's better. It's all this normal stuff we talk about because most of those processes get bogged down by toxins and chemicals.
Right.
Now, how do you do it? You nourish yourself with all the things we always talk about. You don't need to necessarily buy
or
this
do anything.
Package.
The 7-day juice cleanse or
you
whatever.
You need to take in more real food. So I'm sitting in front of this article that says you should be eating 2.5 to 3 cups of leafy greens per day, but only less than the number of Americans that don't do that, 91%. Okay, but we're willing to spend hundreds of dollars on these quote unquote cleanses or detoxes when all we need to do is just eat more greens.
Wow.
Eat clean protein because you need amino acids to run phase 2 detoxification. You need amino acids. So I don't care if it's Sun Warrior protein or if it's fish or if it's pastured eggs. I don't care where you get your amino acids from, but you need them for detoxification. And then you need to drink water and you need to exercise and maybe consider some deep breathing. And you should do it every day because the body is detoxing every day. It's trying to, and it needs you to nourish it. So when I talk about detoxification, you nourish yourself and then your body will do what it needs to do on its own.
Wow.
Now, some people need a little extra help because they used to be on a bunch of medications. Maybe they got chemically exposed. They worked at a dry cleaner for 20 years. Maybe they worked at a chemical plant. Maybe they were a yard guy spraying toxic chemical fertilizers or worked in an industry where they were exposed. I've seen people and tested people that have had paint thinners and all sorts of crazy things happening that have burdened down their liver. And so we can potentially use supplementation temporarily to help kind of give our detox organs a boost. But we shouldn't start there. We need to nourish ourselves first with food and exercise and sunlight and water, and then add where we potentially need to after you do some testing to find out. But it's easy. We don't need to buy like this big box thing. You know, we just need to eat the right foods.
Well, and it's very expensive. I mean, I'm thinking of like we're talking about, you know, the juice cleanse. It's not a cleanse, detox. They're different things, as you said earlier in the show. But they're very expensive. I can think of a couple of places where you go and you pick up the juices, and you take them home. It's like $200 or $300.
Just go buy some more produce,
and
eat some more because you need to do that anyways. You don't just detox for 7 days while you're on the juice cleanse, and then the rest of the month you're not detoxing. Your body is detoxifying every single day. So you should be feeding it that. So I don't have any, sure, if you want to buy a green juice and drink it, great. Get the nourishment from that as part of the rest of the day of eating tons of fiber so you can scrub out all the toxins from your digestive tract, eating vegetables, eating the fruits that are in season, eating some protein from whatever source you want, eating less sugar, getting less toxic exposure. It's really that simple. Some people need some extra supplemental help because of their history.
What kind of extra supplemental help?
So again, you're just supplementing what these pathways would be getting from food. So you might need B vitamin supplementation. You may want some sulfur-doning things like N-acetylcysteine, or you can eat more onions and garlic and mushrooms and sulfur-containing food, or do both. Because N-acetylcysteine is a sulfur donor, but also raises our body's most powerful antioxidant, glutathione, which helps to make sure that as our body is taking that kind of running our toxins through the dishwasher and putting that soap on them to get it out, that they don't, in the process, those toxins don't damage through free radical exposure a bunch of our cells. And so that's what glutathione helps with, along with vitamin C.
Your body produces it naturally, though, right?
But it does. But again, if you're not eating vitamin C and vitamin E and N-acetylcysteine and other sulfur donors that regenerate your glutathione, you'll have lower levels.
Wow.
We have to eat the foods to keep regenerating it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Great information, and so well done. Jill Lane, always a rock star. Thank you so much for being in studio with us today. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. I want to let you know you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast or subscribe to our newsletter, or go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. Another shout out to our great sponsors, companies like Sun Warrior, Honest Hemp, Nature's Plate, Paleo Magazine, the Wellbeing Journal, and the International Society of Sports Nutrition. You get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.